What's up, everybody? This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic, and we are coming at you with another Battle for Zendikar draft. And it looks like we are probably going to have to end up in a different archetype this time, but we do have a veteran war leader here, which is definitely an ally theme that you're looking to go with. It's power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. Tap another untapped ally you control, and it gains first strike, vigilance, or trample until end of turn. Definitely a very powerful card. I don't necessarily want to go into two colors right at the beginning of the draft. Other colors that I do like here, Eldrazi Sky Spawner is great. Being able to get you a 2/1 flyer as well as a 1/1. I don't think we want that. Vile Aggregate would be pretty good as well if we are looking at possibly going into a red Devoid. And I actually think I'd like to do that. I don't really want to hook myself into two colors, and I don't know how strong that deck is going to be. I think the black-red Devoid deck would be a really good deck that... Oh, and actually there's there's possibly the payoff card. I'd love to get this McKinley Slide Runner, but I think the Forerunner is just really what I want to go with here, because I do think that a black-red Devoid deck could be really fun to do, and it should be pretty aggressive. Unfortunately, Magic Online doesn't have all of the artwork really flowing right now. So as you can see with Kozilek's Channeler, Ruination Guide, and Forerunner of Slaughter. Actually, I think Forerunner of Slaughter is very good, and I'd love to go that route. McKinley Slide Runner is just, it's in one color, and same as pack 1, it would be nice to just be able to take the one color card and know that you're not forcing yourself into a specific archetype yet. Here we have Ondu Champion. I thought was really good in our first deck. Kozilek's Sentinel, Devoid. Whenever you cast a color spell, it gets a +1/+0. It's decent, and looks like it's a pretty good blocker for the ground. Skitter Skin is a 4/3, and you can regenerate it for pretty cheap. So we may end up in that Devoid deck. It's just a matter of... well, and here's an Ingest. Maybe let's try something different this time. I don't want to get into a green-red deck again. Yeah, I do want to try out this Devoid deck, and it seems like it's kind of in our packs here. So Geyserfield Stalker seems decent. Unfortunately, it has to have a land come into play to become a 5/4, which you really want for that 5 mana. Blighted Step, all the blighted cards are pretty good. Yeah, this pack just isn't the greatest for us. The Healer, whenever it or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Which could definitely be okay. I didn't think that there were a ton of black allies, though. I think let's take the Beastmaster. I say that I don't want to be trying that Landfall deck again, but then there's a Scythe Leopard. This card would definitely be very good in your black-white decks. I mean, it just doesn't seem very exciting, though, right here. Mindraker, when it enters battlefield, you may put a card. You can just make your opponent discard a card. Vestige of Emrakul, Devoid with Trample. I think I want to take the red card. I know that I want to be red. I feel like that's definitely one thing that I'm looking at here. This Jedi offshoot was really good for us in that first round. Here's a devoid green creature. There's the battlefield. Put 2/1/1 colorless cyan tokens on the battlefield. Yeah, I don't think that the black is happening for us. I think that this Eyeless Watcher, I want to really try something with tokens, and seeing this come around to us right now just gives us that thought that maybe tokens is going to happen for us. I'd be okay with playing this if I knew I was going to be in the black-red devoid. But this Sure Strike seems pretty good. Swarm Surge. Maybe we could end up with just try for a 3-color deck, honestly. I think Swarm Surge is where we want to be. Ooh, the rare is still sitting there. It's a 4/5 flyer. It costs 7 mana, but as we saw yesterday, a lot of times these games can go long, and when you're playing 18 lands, you're gonna hit those lands. Not really looking to do a lot of converge decks. Blister Pod would be decent. I think, yeah, I'm gonna take the big guy. I want to look to try to go late game. I think this Blighted Woodland is probably going to help us here. Being able to go and try to fix our mana, since we're going to try to run 3 colors, I think is going to be important. Rune Processor, gain life. I don't think we're going to have enough life gain because we're not going to be playing the. Actually, Bone Splinters could be really good too if we're going to end up in green. Slab Hammer I thought looked sweet. I just haven't played with it yet though. Whenever a creature attacks, you may return a land you control to its owner's hand. If you do, it gets +2/+2 and you can play it again, I'm sure. Kozilek's Channeler. Scour from Existence is probably the pick. It's just an easy way to deal with those big bombs that your opponents are playing. Ooh, this could be our first Awaken card, Otherwise, we could look at Sylvan Scrying, which is probably the best option for us if we're going to try doing. Yeah, if we're going to try to do this 3-color thing, I think Sylvan Scrying is going to be the way to go. White is about the only color we're not looking to play, but I guess we could throw this in. I don't really want to play that Lava Step Rider, though. We may end up wanting to. Oh, there we go. This is exactly what you don't want to do. We have 3 1-drops, and they're all a different color. We definitely could use some mana fixing here. Okay, Brutal Expulsion is our rare. Not quite what I'm looking to do. Mana fixing though is Gain Life Vampire. These retreats have shown that they're very powerful. I would like to try a card like Myers Malice. Altar's Reap was insane against me when somebody was playing a green-black tokens deck last time. I like this Ondu Champion though, I think. I think we have to just take the mana fixing. The Lightspring Druid, we're going to be playing some pretty big creatures as well. Oh, wow. So you get a 3/3 and you get to play 3 Scion tokens with it. This Broodmother seems very good. But the Beast Caller Savant is definitely, you know, right now I'm kind of thinking we're looking like we're base green red, or at least base green, and then splashing the black and red. I understand that there's double black in Defiant Bloodlord, but it's also a 7-drop, so you do have a bit more time to get there. Brood Monitor could be very good though with our Swarm Surge, with our Tajuru Beastmaster. I think I just want to go with the Token Maker. I understand that Beast Color Savant is, you know, yeah, it can ramp right away, but it's a body that just kind of sucks. Alright, we are taking bombs. You know, we may end up not playing black, and we need to think about that. This green, and who knows, we might not play red either, because honestly, this Lava Step Raider's terrible. Eyeless Watcher would be good, but I think that Plated Crusher is just going to be insane. Ferocious Null, that seemed to be very good in the green-black. And we'll see how this second pack goes. We may end up wanting the black, we may end up wanting the red. But right now we just have so much good green cards coming to us. Vestige of Emrakul, I think, seems very good. It's a 3/4. Nettle Drone is another devoid creature. I feel like the offshoot just showed so much power last time. Stasis Snare would definitely be good. I'd love to go with Spawning Bed, but we... I have a hard time when right now we don't know what our second color is, taking that, so I'd like to take the offshoot, gain us some life, give us some time to get our token makers out there. So Seek the Wilds helps us find a land. Natural Connection finds lands. I mean, this makes tokens, but it also... I don't know that I have a great way to ingest right now. I think we'll go with Seek the Wilds. That early ramp is kind of what I want to do. Early, making sure you're hitting your land drops. Territorial Baloth. Landfall gets +2/+2. It's a 4/4 already. That's definitely a good size. That's a good body there. Hager Sharpshooter we saw can be very useful against some of the smaller creature decks. Silent Skimmer though, it was just insane. I think we're looking like we're green-black now. The red, it's just not seeming very good in this deck right now. Right here, I want to take Blister Pod, just getting another early creature out there. Outside of that, I'm not too excited. So far, I feel like I've been kind of underwhelmed with looking at a lot of these white cards. And there's Ferocious Null. Ooh. Call of the Scions plays more... Actually, if you haven't watched our first match, or first series of matches, this Oran Reef Invoker is a card that, you know, it comes down early, and it really gives you a shot at just kicking butt later. So Myers Malice, I think Altar's Reap is definitely where we want to be here. Right now we are looking at doing a lot of token stuff, so sacrificing a creature is not going to be the biggest of problem for us. I mean, I think Plummet would be great, but Blister Pod is where we want to go with here. Another Ferocious Null. Or, I don't think... We must not have got that the first time we... Oh, I think we went to Oran Reef. Yeah, Ferocious Null, I think, is a card that... It seems very mediocre when you look at it, but in this style, where you've got all these token makers, it could definitely do well. We'll take the Voidotin. I don't know that we'll want to play it. Oh, and sweet. Yeah, we got the Territorial Baloth come back to us. Alright, so this, we totally took a switch there in Pack 2. If you know, in Pack 1, we were really trying to cut that red, and it just, somebody else was doing it. So, I feel like we did a really good job switching over there. Painful Truths is definitely a good card to look at, especially since we are in black. We're not in Converge, but we could. I do think that we could look at splashing a card. I'm not sure what we would splash right now. McKinney Slide Runner is more aggressive style. That's not what we're doing. The Vile Aggregate might be worth splashing because it does benefit from all the Scion tokens that we're looking at making. Lifespring Druid just might be the better card. Otherwise, Drana's Emissary could be really good if we look to splash white. It's just a life drain kind of spell that you can utilize. Culling Drone has to void and ingest. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just go with more what our deck I think wants. I think Culling Drone is definitely where we wanted to go with on that one. Complete Disregard is going to be some early removal. There's a Zada, there's a Grove Rumbler. So there's some good cards out here. We could look to even splash like a Grove Rumbler. It's a 3/3 Trampler, gets +2/+2 with landfall. Snapping Gnarlid would be very good as well. Oof, now I'm torn. There's a lot of good cards in this pack for our deck. I think really we should be looking between Complete Disregard and Snapping Gnarlid. Snapping Gnarlid is, you know, it's a 3/3 every time you play a land, and it comes down early. Yeah, I want to take the more aggressive card, get that clock going on our opponent. You know, I don't think we have enough life gain to make a card like Nirkana Assassin really work out for us. Another Ferocious Null could be good, or Oran Reef Invoker. Just getting us to that late game and taking over. I don't think we have enough ways to get lots of cards into exile from our opponent, so I'm not really looking at Ulamog's Despoiler, even though that card is a bomb. I think I'm going to take the Invoker. It just comes down earlier, and we've seen that Ferocious Null tends to slip on by people. I think we can take a big Eldrazi here, actually. We've got a lot of Scion tokens, which are going to be useful for us to try to ramp into something big. And Desolation Twin is definitely big, if you don't believe me. 10/10 that comes in with another 10/10. So I think we'll take the take the big one. I don't really know that I need to do our Vile Aggregate, and I'll probably, you may reveal a creature or land card from among them in your hand. I mean, Seek the Wilds just gives us a way to choose what we're grabbing. But I feel like we just really ended up in the right colors here. I think I want to take the removal here. You know, -5, -5. It's very, very, very good on most of these creatures. You know, other than Desolation Twin, it will take care of most of the creatures that you're playing against. You know, even our 7-drops. Well, I guess this one, but you could take it out with just a Scion token at that point in time. Yeah, I think we'll just take the Demon's Grasp. Alright, so Dominator Drone is probably what I want to do. Actually, I think these retreats are just very strong. Ulamog's Nullifier, Flash Flying. Put 2 cards of your opponent for exile. No. Yeah, I think Dominator Drone is just where we want to be right with this one. That Territorial Baloth, we saw that, you know, people just let that pass. Tajura Warcaller, Rally. Whenever it enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +2/+2. Oh wow. Which, that card could be really good for us with all of our Scion tokens. I think the Baloth is moving on out, and the Warcaller is coming in. Otherwise, there's another Oran Reef Invoker, which I feel that card is going to be very good. Okay, so we've got kind of our choice here. Unnatural Aggression is just a fight spell. Unfortunately, we don't have a ton of like massive creatures that are going to be really good in fights, other than like our big bomby creatures. I don't know that I want Scar from Existence right now. It seems just a little bit slow. Altar's Reap is probably what I want. Just getting more card draw, keeping my hand full. Alright, so I think I want the Reach creature, just in case we end up against like a blue-white flyer style of deck. Yeah, we'll put that in the sideboard. Oh my gosh, we actually got the complete disregard back. Never thought that was going to happen. We are going to have to make some pretty serious cuts here. I don't know that we'll be playing all these big cards. You know, I think we've got the Swarm Surge. Yeah, let's get the flyer. We could just go hyper aggro. I mean, we've got so many small creatures. We probably don't even need to be doing like Sylvan Scrying or Seek the Wilds. Yeah, I don't think Mindraker is quite where we're going here. Yeah, this deck looks like it could be a pretty aggro deck. We've got a Mass Pump spell into Drew Beastmaster, which gives +1/+1 to all creatures. Warcaller gives +2/+2 to all creatures. Swarm Surge gives +2/+0 to all my creatures, and my colorless creatures get First Strike. I think we've gotten into more of an aggressive build than what Jedi Offshoot is really looking to give us. Yeah, I don't think that we want our Malachor Familiar because we're not really gaining life. Let's go ahead and separate out our creatures. So Altar's Reap, I think, is going to be very beneficial just because we are looking like we're going to have a fairly low to the ground style of deck, so we are going to want to fill up our hand again. I don't really want to run Defiant Bloodlord. I'd rather play our Territorial Baloth, actually. So these are the 3 bomb cards that we're looking to possibly get into our deck. Yeah, I don't know that we actually need to be playing... Neither of these cards put the card onto our... put the land into play. So it's not exactly what I want. Culling Drone, it's just a 2/2 that ingests, and we do have ways to take advantage of that, I believe. And Lifespring Druid is a way for us to ramp, so we do have ways. So the way we could take advantage of putting cards into exile is with our Void Attendant right now. I think that's about it, isn't it? I mean, Mindraker, but I don't know how exciting of a move that is. You know, I'd really just like to put one of these big creatures in. And running all of these Scion tokens really makes you want to play Desolation Twin, I feel. You know, maybe if you can end up doing it when you only have 6 or 7 mana, that could be a really sweet play. So we do have to get some cards out, though. Yeah, I don't think Skitterskin is quite what we're doing here. Silent Skimmer looks odd, but it's a flyer, and every time it attacks, the opponent loses 2. It's very difficult to deal with because it has 4 toughness. Complete Disregard, I think we do want. Demon's Grasp, I think we want. I think Blister Pod, just get on the board and keep the pressure up. You know, we can feed our Ferocious Null. I like the idea of playing Dominator Drone for sure. The Warcaller I think is going to be great. Once again, we'll kick out another Territorial Baloth, even though it's a 6/6 when you can play land. Otherwise, I don't know how great that 4/4 is without Trample. I think we would rather just play like a Plated Crusher, really, if we were going to go that route. So I feel like we need to make one more cut, probably. Maybe take out one Altar's Reap, because I really like our creatures. I think this green-black tokens looks so cool. And we've got early value creatures. I mean, the Snappy Gnarly becomes a 3/3. Oran Reef Invoker is just a card that at the end of the game can, if they don't deal with it early, at the end it's going to be very difficult for them. So let's go with that. Alright, so yeah, we do want to have our green earlier. We don't have any double black, and we do have double green. So I think 10-8 is definitely a good spot to be. So we'll go ahead and hit submit, and I will see you in round 1, guys. Thanks for watching. This is Josh with Basement Level Magic.